Good morning, everybody. My name is Reverend Joella Roberts. And for those of you here in the chapel and those of you online, I would like to start with an opening prayer. Prayers of Honor in Your Voice by Pixie Lighthorse. And this first one is about honoring honesty. Thank you for this day of making it safer than ever to tell the truth. Help me honor myself and others by taking the time to what's at work, where it went wrong, and what can make it right. Help me communicate cleanly without projection and blame. I need your assistance to cut through illusions and facades, to value the truth above all else, place in my throat. Be the sword that carves away the false fear of what I must protect. Help me value outspokenness over reality. Give me courage when I avoid confronting myself about a matter that requires attention. Help me declare. Hold me up when I'm disappointed in myself and don't want to hurt anyone with the truth of my actions. Curtail my drive. Self appear stronger, better, or more clever. Help me know my part and take responsibility for the condition of harmony. Diffuse my shame. Dose me with right medicine so I matter. Show me the price of betraying myself or others with false accounting. Position me about who I am, what I want, who I can help, and how to be of service. I can see forthcoming about my own nature and welcoming those stepping forward too. When a loved one comes clean. Teach me how to create where the truth is free to breathe and thrive. Information that hurts, but to be brave for withstanding the storms of. Help me develop trust by being honest with myself, removing obstacles and forming where it has been eroded over time. So today, the message that I would like to bring to you all is a message about holiness and the benefits, what could go wrong when you don't, and the benefits of, what happens when you do start to. Have you ever thought about something that you wanted to accomplish, whether it be getting up to go to the gym in the morning or that you create a better path towards financial stability in your life, or hey, I want to start doing the laundry on this specific day at this specific time so that it doesn't pile up. And so say you set these goals for the morning, and I'll feel good about myself and it'll start a productive day. But, when tomorrow comes, you wake up and too tired for this. I can't right now. But then when you get up, because, you didn't start the day according to plan, and now you're already running a little bit behind, and that distraction, and finally you get to the point where you're like, all of these things for myself, I'll just have to start them tomorrow. And tomorrow comes and it's the same pattern. You get to the end of the week, and by the end of the week you're beating yourself up because you have all these things that have piled up and you don't really feel good about yourself and you're just exhausted. And at some point you're going to have to step in and do them, and it's just going to be 10 times more of the work. A lot of these things, if we're able to stay on top of them, like the gym or staying on top of the laundry or, just setting up, would be so much better for it. But yet, you've put your absolute needs on the back burner again. I know many people who can relate to this. I will be the first to tell you I have ADHD, and the comment or the phrase squirrel, when somebody says squirrel and you turn your head, I am that person. And I lose my focus. But there are so many reasons. It doesn't have to be ADHD. There are so many reasons why we lose our motivation and inevitably the good intentions we set. Whatever you ultimately decide, there are consequences. Consequences may be good, they may not be. And regardless of that outcome, we need to be willing to take responsibility for our. Throughout the years, we learn to be accountable to someone else. As children, the wants and desires and the needs of our parents. Do what our parents told us. We risked the opportunity, or not the opportunity. In school, we needed to listen to what our teachers told us, or our grades. Later on in life, we needed to listen to what our boss told us, or we could potentially lose our jobs. Actions is driven by our need to comply with the demands of others. It teaches us how to be accountable to ourselves, right? This is something that we inherently need to learn on our own. A positive role model to base our actions off of. For not holding ourselves accountable may be just our own resistance to calling ourselves out on the decisions that we. When we avoid being accountable, we make a conscious decision not to do something, and the importance of not following through. Of convincing ourselves that not doing what we say we will do has no real consequences. Excuse me. This level of avoidance and denial, to the contrary, has maintained trust with others and a stable level of conviction within ourselves. And by the time we realize that our own level of accountability has not only affected our jobs, and then when the trust that we need from others is dwindled, we may feel the need to defend. We may even go as far as blaming others for the things that did not happen because we did nothing to make them happen. Most of the But how often You're like, I'm really hoping that when I get home tonight, my partner has dinner made and on the table because I am so exhausted. It's been such a long day, such a long, hard day, and it would be just amazing to be able to sit down and eat and relax for a moment and just breathe. But when you get home, kids are running rampant. Nothing has even been started for dinner. No plan. And you get so frustrated and angry and just start to take that out on your partner. But you don't tell your partner the reason why you're upset. This creates, what did I do? What could I have done to help the situation to prevent this? But if you're not forthright with your words or your intentions, that person will never know. And it leads down this path of resentment and pain. So again, most of the people, they understand why it's important to do certain things, and they realize intellectually what will happen if they don't. Awareness, they still choose to avoid being accountable to themselves. Have been exceptionally hard for me. This last year has been. But I persevere. Tell me the other night as they gave me wrapped me in the biggest hug that they can and they said, "You're more than resilient." Where I used to honor and be proud of the fact that I, based on the things that I've endured in my life, I honestly wish I didn't have to hear that word ever described in conjunction with I have been through things that I have endured things that would make the average person cry in pain. The last few weeks, though, my partner and I are going through an extreme rough patch. This last week, we're not even talking. And so my negative emotions have been through the roof. And I've been quick to anger. I have been tolerant of things that I would normally accept easily and graciously. But this last week, I kind of fell prey to just falling down and not knowing how, because my emotions were so high. When I came across a situation where I felt had disrespected me, I took my heightened emotions and my anger and my frustration out on these people. Not only that, I brought other people into it. I name dropped to try to prove my point. My lashing out. The intentions that I had behind, contacting these people and saying, hey, I'm not really okay with the way you're treating. Really okay with the way that you intend to show up in my sacred spaces. There were so many other ways that I could have handled this approach. But consciousness that I knew better. I wrote these people a very long message, and then at the bottom of it, I named all these other people within my inner circle, and I told them, I've been agreed that we want this event that is coming up to be a. I kindly ask that you don't show up. And I got even more riled and frustrated and just angry. All of those other people in that I named into a group conversation so that they could call those other people out. And the other people are like, wait, whoa, we don't have any idea what's going on. And while I had talked to those other people about my frustration, one of them about making this space a neutral zone, I didn't have that conversation. Have taken that opportunity to put anybody's names in when I was sending a message of my own opinion, especially when my emotions were that heightened and I felt so angry about what was going on. And I was trying to defend my position, like, word after word, I am trying just to dig my heels in deeper. So embarrassed for myself. For good reasons. And while I still don't agree with the intention have exhibited, I am the only person that's accountable that can hold myself accountable and take that accountability from my own end and create the change that I would like to. So going forward, that, holding yourself accountable means that you are responsible for your choices and actions that I sent. I am fully responsible for bringing people into it that didn't deserve it. You are the only person in pursuing good things because you desire them. You've set your course and you're committed for success. Person seeking to change, you start with yourself, since you can only change yourself. When you desire to see a change, you do not wait for others to change, but you first consider what you must change about you. Consider your thoughts. Forward. When faced with a choice, it's up to you. Holding yourself accountable as a victim of circumstances. You have a sense of ownership for yourself. And you commit to daily work to accomplish your goals. This opens up so many opportunities in your own life. No one. And as doing this, nobody can really live entirely disconnected from other people. You can't just. You made a choice that affected other people and may have hurt other people, and now you don't want to deal with the consequences of that choice. Accountability. That other people may call into question the reason behind your actions. partners or your spouse, your parents, your children, neighbors. In addition to your own self-accountability, being accountable to give an honest account of your conduct to those who ask. The people that I called out the other day, some of the comments are like, why are you attacking us? We've had such a hard year. Why are you doing this to us? And when those comments are more defensive, sometimes it's hard to be objective about your own conduct, especially if there's something in your life that you don't feel especially good. Perhaps you have a pattern of behavior that sabotages your success or negatively affects others. Being accountable to others challenges you to get out of your own way. Another thing I feel not only remorse for, but I know I need to make amends for. Partner, we were fighting so hard, and I told him that I made sure to clarify that I didn't think that he was abusive as a person, but his actions were abusive. There are much better ways that I could have described how I was feeling, but I didn't feel hurt that I felt I would be heard. And what I ultimately further away. I needed him to take accountability for his own actions. But instead of stepping up and saying something along those lines, or saying something that would have been more productive, or something that would have been something that would have allowed for him to speak his truth a little bit easier, I said something that was ultimately damaging to him. It didn't go so well for me. But that's, just because it didn't go well for me, that's not the reason why you want. And I need to make up for that. That's me needing to take accountability for my actions. Sometimes it helps if you can find an accountability partner. Is one of my accountability partners. I know that I can go to her at any point in the situation. This is my part. This is the other person's part. Please. The asshole in this, please tell me so that I can take the appropriate steps to make up for what I'm doing. I have a few. Sometimes when we can't always turn to our spouses or our parents, too intermingled in the mix and the muck of the situation. But many of the same things that you do empower your responsibility to others. You demean yourself or think of yourself as a failure. It's actually a positive thing. The thing that you wish to accomplish is the desire to improve your own life. Self-accountability, answering trusted partners has many benefits. Towards significant and lasting improvements in your life. The week has been hard, and I have to, I need to push forward and take account. What happens when I mean, I am living proof of what happens when you take accountability. Very hard childhood. And for the longest time, I blamed my parents. My siblings. And while, yes, they did play a significant part in the things that happened in my life, they may be responsible. I am responsible for my own healing. I am responsible for what I take from those lessons that I desire and deserve. Sitting in, I sat in victim mode for a really long time. And though, even though things have been hard for me this last year or the last few weeks or the last few days even, I still, and happiness and love and acceptance, because I have taken the time of taking my own accountability. So being honest with others. Hold yourself accountable for your choices and actions, and be accountable. Accountability starts in the right direction when you commit to the process, acknowledging where you are now. There is no better place or no better time to start than now. Breathe. Think to yourself, how am I showing up? What actions can I do, right? What actions can I take right now to show? Let's switch that for myself and for others. The whole put your own air mask on first before you put it on a child. It's the same for holding yourself accountable. It's the same for self-love. It's the same for self-compassion or for compassion. Show yourself your own basic, first. And then once you are able to do that, you will generosities to other people. Be aware of the reality of your situation. Acknowledging where you are in the moment. And without ownership, accountability just isn't sustainable. The process of acknowledging and accepting responsibility for yourself allows you to seek solutions. It allows for you to get out of victim mode. It also empowers you setbacks that may happen along the way. So, in conclusion, show up as our authentic selves. It makes us responsible for our own actions. It helps us validate. It eliminates limiting beliefs that hold us back. It builds trust. It inspires confidence. It lessens conflict. It should build stronger connections with others. Accountable. They help by motivating accountability culture all around them. If you're responsible, I have a quote here by Molière, and it is not only what we do for which we are accountable. And I will end today with voice. And this one is honoring responsibility. I need a little bit of water first. Thank you for this day of raising the bar. Focus my attention on where I need. Concern me with the consequences of my actions. Help me reconcile. Help me address the issues and make me accountable for coming up with solutions. Contract me to listen for the call to address the overarching problems with what I have to offer. Show me how to skillfully work with the energy present to create a new way. Call in the brass. Take my inventory. When I put me in the hot seat, help me set things right. How easy it is to self-correct when my priority is love. Let me have the fortitude to face another's pain and give empathy even when I cannot. Let me comprehend the seriousness of another's condition and bring my pledge to the table. Let me honor myself as a mediator and healer. Loving accountability. Make me answerable for what I have set in motion. Help me create a foundation from which to act heroic. Amplify the quality of my connection to the people in my life. Sharpen my travel between the things I don't yet understand and what I am being shown. Show me in the relationship between actions and results. Help me make good by helping me to maintain an attitude of reverence for what is sacred. Help me see dimensional, existing far beyond my scope of vision, and to negotiate the space that lies between us. Seat me at the table of humble servants and show I'll do it. Thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate the time that you took. Have a great rest of your Sunday.